Welcome to the Neuromasters Podcast, the place to reinvent yourself, master your mind, and change your life. Internationally recognized speaker, coach, and trainer Reg Malhotra will teach you tools to improve your mindset, change your behaviors, and let your relationships thrive. Are you ready to unlock the power of your mind? Here's your host, Reg.
What we know now. Broadly, of course, you're here to learn hypnosis and you will learn hypnosis and you'll be able to do hypnosis. But I think if you walked away learning something about yourself, it's a really powerful weapon or superpower for you now. The broader matters. By the way, they are representative of the entire humanity. So it's not you unique. The difference in you and others is others are behaving that pretending that those problems then exist. And they're engaging in drugs, alcohol, pornography, violence, being unhappy, and diseases. Diseases is a decision. Something we talk about in NLP, you'll learn more about that. A disease is a limiting decision. So people are busy engaging in that. There ain't nothing wrong with you. If anything, is everything right about you. You guys are here looking into it. But the broader matters that we know from this group is lack of confidence. We know not feeling enough. We know fear of failure. It's very representative of broader society. Fear of failure and fear of feeling. And as you work through those, a world of possibility opens up. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Your neighbor's probably got the same. Your neighbor's not in here though. That's the big difference in you and them. Some of you have felt that you don't appear good enough. And that is, again, it's an illusion. It's false. Everything you can conceive you are more than that. But you're identifying yourself with how you look. That's a false identification. This is a guy standing in front of you who was told to fucking die. This is a guy standing in front of you who couldn't trust himself. His trust was broken that many times. This is the guy who was consistently told that he looks bad, he sounds bad, he's got accents, he fucking looks, got the bad skin. This is a guy who was told that he's worth nothing. And if I can stand up tall like this and believe in something, so can you. It's a decision. It's a decision. You're not just a hypnotherapist, you're a leader. I know some of your stories. I know what brings you here. I know how many of you have potentially had given up on life. Not under my watch. If you've decided to give up on life, it's simply because you never realized that life is more than what you think it's been. Life is more than what someone said to you, some suggestions they made to you. Life is more than the fact that someone didn't give you love or receive love from you. Those things happen. Challenges will occur. All we're interested in is helping you become the kind. There is somebody out there today, I promise you, who wants to hear specifically from you. Not me, you. Your story matters to them. Your energy, your energetic signature is relevant to them. And while you're sitting out there, judging yourself, hating yourself, they're like, when is this person going to arrive? Who knows what I'm talking about here? Come on, we're leaders here, okay? This is hypnotherapy is the start of your leadership. This is how critical this is. So those are the matters, and I'm glad you're understanding that, and you can tap into that. Listen, we all have problems. We're all going to have something of a gap. And the gap doesn't mean we're not enough. The gap simply means that we were not aware that there is a higher potential, and right now we have that gap. Even I have gaps. The difference is I'm doing something about it daily, and I'm in action mode. Life is not the pursuit of happiness. People, this is wrong. All parents say, oh, I just want my child to be happy. Well, you've got it completely wrong. Completely wrong. Your kids will never be completely happy all the time. It's impossible. It's a false pursuit. So what is the happiness then? In our view, the pursuit. So life is not the pursuit of happiness. It is the pursuit. It is getting up every day. It is every week knowing that you're on the path to something. People get depressed and they get worried and they lose zest for life because they're not on the path to something. Once you're on the path, you're going to get all these things, but you get into this rhythm of accomplishment. That's what this is about. Let's get you back on the path. Who'd like to be on path? Who'd like to be on path? Who'd like to know who they are, what the path? This is what this is about. There's nothing wrong with anybody. When you know who you are, when you know what your values are, when you can stand for them, and when you're in the movement phase, you deal with things differently, and your neurology, and we must undo all the stuff that is not relevant anymore. We can reset and restart. That's exactly what I did. I'm not saying anything that I didn't do and I wouldn't do. And communication. So the two big things, communication and emotions. This will get you through everything. Communication, to me, is non-negotiable. Learning how to presuppose, learning how to influence what's happening in another person through your words. Has anyone felt empowered with my words here and the way in which I've delivered them? Sure. Has anyone felt differently about themselves at different times in a positive way when I've spoken? Well, that's communication. It's got to come from the heart. Sure. Communication can solve a lot of problems. We know the ripple effect of what is happening to you. This is again a bit of woo-woo. As you change inside, there will be things happening inside your family, friend circle, and in your energetic environment. I don't know if any of you have already experienced that, but the more you do this, yeah, there you go. Erica said, the more it starts to happen all around you. It is so incredible. I wish someone had told me this before I started all this. I would have started like so much earlier. Notice, there are things your children or your friends might say that might be very, very fascinating for you. Like, when did that happen? And like Jenny said, I was the same. I was trained, I was conditioned to dishonor what I wanted. I used to look in my heart. I knew what I wanted. I knew the seminar or the course that I wanted to do. I knew the girl that I wanted to talk to. I knew the experience I wanted to have. But I was so good in talking myself out of everything. People say, I can't afford it. I have never met a genuinely happy and successful person who has ever used that phrase. Do you know what they use? And I deal with a lot of people at that level. Is this important to me? Let's write this down. Is this important to me? Because I get it. It may technically appear I can't afford it, but when you ask, is this important to me? You get different answers and you get back on the path, and then you figure things out. You just got to ask, is it important to you? Because the more you engage in things that are important to you, the more you'll keep finding the solutions. You got to teach your clients this. I can't afford it. Well, you can't. There's never everything you can afford. What is important to you? People never say this about a house. They use other people's money to buy a house. Now, your condensed time. Everybody goes to the bank and puts this $1 million debt happily. Ain't nobody buys a $500 car. I can tell you there's $500 cars out there. Nobody buys it. Doesn't matter how broke they think they are. Suddenly they'll take a $10,000 loan because it's important to them. Question for you is, when you do things like this, is it important to you? There's always an avenue. You'll always look back and say, my God, I made the best decision. That's what I did. I never had the money. I never had the time. And please remove the word debt. Now we're starting to play with linguistics. Please remove the word debt. Everybody has a negative kinesthetic to debt. It's never debt. It's commitment. Of course, if you take it to buy the TV, that's up to you. But maybe the TV is important to you. You replace the word debt with commitment. Because the question is, are you interested or are you committed? Are you committed to commitments? It's good to commit. Things get done when you commit. Leave yourself no option but to make it happen. I love what you call debt. I've built a whole life through it, happily. Because it's a commitment I'm willing to honor, because it helps me live my life now.
Thank you for tuning in today. Are you ready to take the next step and find out what's keeping you from reaching your goals and creating the life you want? Go to go.neuromastersacademy.com/GS-LP for a free transformational mini workshop with Reg. See you next week.